Okay, so what I've done is to just the left of the thumb is I found my first double crochet and I've tied it into a knot, my yarn, and then I've chained 2. After you've done that, we're going to do 1 decrease right here to the side. The next 2 double crochets we're going to decrease. Here we go. So it's DC to tog or TOG if you're doing lingo. So we're chaining 2 and doing a decrease with those 2, and then we're gonna double crochet all the way around the glove until we get to the back side here. And when you are 2 away from getting to the thumb, I want you to do another one of those decreases with the last 2 before you get to the thumb, and then I will meet you back here. Okay, so I have just crocheted around 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, until I have these last 2 over here before the thumb that I'm gonna do my decrease into. Awesome. And with that, that was 27. This 1 stitch would count as 28. This one 29. And the chain 2 is 30. We need 32 to finish off this round. So in this space right here, I'm gonna need you, I guess it's DC2 tog, or you can just do decrease double crochet, if that's what you call it, into the next 4 spaces, making them into 2. And then there you go. After that, we are slip stitching into the top of this chain 2 space, chaining 2, and then I'm gonna have you do 2 rounds that are just double crocheting all the way around. And then when you meet over here, you'd of course slip stitch, chain 2, go all the way around. So for the next 2 rounds, do that, and I'll meet you back here. Alright, I have just finished that second round, and we can go ahead and slip over, but do not chain yet. What we're going to do is we're actually going to slip stitch over 4. So starting from the middle, slip stitch over 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Alright, and then we're going to chain 2. 1, 2, and then we're going to count over 8, and then we're going to go in into the 8th stitch. Once we count over, we're going to go directly in it with a slip stitch that is going to form our index finger. I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And it looks like that may have fallen on one of those decreases, so be careful to be able to see what you're kind of doing. You might have to mess with it. This yarn is very sturdy, by the way, so if you do get this on, it feels a little snug. You can always pull at it. It's a pretty strong yarn. Or if you've chained and you're trying to move something around, just, not bend it into place, but just kind of crack it into place there. Next thing we're going to do is we are going to chain 2. Oops, sorry, there we go. 1, 2, and we're going to double crochet into each stitch around, including that chain 2 space. Now let's see here. One right here. Hold on, did I skip one? So hard to see. Also gets really hard when you get into where you just slip stitched over, so be aware that it's a little harder to get your hook in there. I'm just going to go completely under those stitches, but if you want, you go all the way through that is just going to be really tough for me to do. And like I said, it's forgiving, so woohoo! It's going to make it easy on us. Then, whoa. And I do need to go through these. Make sure you're not going under these stitches, but definitely through these chain stitches. Gonna do a 1 and a 2. And counting that chain 2 space, we should have 10 double crochets around. We're gonna slip stitch into the top of this space. And when we do that, we are going to chain 2 and a moment to reflect. We're going to check out what we did. Awesome. Sorry, my hands are getting so wetty. I have all this equipment under me. It's so hot. I've got an iPad. I'm looking at my instructions. I've got under this light, and I've got my charger across my lap. It is burning up under me. Next thing we're going to do, though, is we're going to just do a simple double crochet around, a lot like we did with the thumb, all the way around, and we're going to do that for rows 2 through 6. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We're going to do that 5 times, and then I will meet you here. Don't ask why I just did finger guns. Now, boop. I have worked 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that first one is 6. We're going to work on row 7 now. I'm going to slip stitch into the top of this chain 2 space. Oop, and I'm going to chain 2. And then for this round, that's where I added my yarn on, so I'm going to weave that through as I go. But we are going to, I'm trying to see here, we are going to decrease all the way around on this one. So let's see here. Oop. And I believe we will have one extra at the end, just one double crochet by itself. So actually in that one, what we're gonna do is just put a double crochet by itself. I'm just gonna do this part with you because we get close to the end on these. I might as well stay put. Whoop. Awesome. I think that leaves me with I think we did like 4 of those. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, the decreases, the chain 2, and this extra double crochet at the end. That is 6 altogether. We're gonna slip stitch over and chain 2, 1, 2. And then I'm gonna double crochet into each one around. Again, this is where it gets hard at the tippy top of the glove. So bear with me and yourself. And more than anything, bear with the green yarn. Sorry, I gotta flip this every time I turn it to make sure I'm keeping on track here. And that's my last one. I'm gonna slip stitch right in here. Oh my goodness, it's coming together. And then, actually, sorry, I thought that was my last round. We're gonna, did I slip stitch over? Goodness, I cannot see anything. I think I did. Let's hope I did. I'm going to double crochet into each one's again. Just one more time to give some extra, I want to say extra hangy finger stuff, but that's not what it's called. Put the word for that below, guys. Finger stringies. I don't know the answer. And Pee-wee's hungry again. Good thing my name's not Dad. Alright. Now what we're going to do is slip stitch over. And then we're also going to lift up on our hook. Goodness, sorry. We're going to go into wherever you can find a cross, probably crossing 2 of those double crochets somewhere. And bringing our hook through after we slip stitch, give it a little choppy with whatever you have handy. Me and these digging hole puncher thing. The toenail clippers would have been better this time, guys. We've used those before. Alright, and then I'm going to pull that through that loop. That was a little fast. Wasn't too fast for you. I think I'm getting tired, so sorry for me being ridiculous. I'm going to tie this off and then work on the next finger for you. I'm going to tie it once and then a twice, and then I'm going to cut that when I don't have just a hole puncher to use. And look at it. It's pretty awesome. Oh. You talk about big a gun. Okay, I'm gonna quit messing around. We're gonna work on the next space in just a second. I'm actually gonna, you know what? I'm gonna believe in the hole puncher this time. There we go. Ah, it's a sweet spot on it. So what I'm gonna do now is get the next thing here. We are gonna be working on. Okay, we are now working on the middle finger, the mean one's favorite finger. We are going to count over 4 on the front side and the back side here. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm gonna go ahead and put my hook in there so I don't lose my spot. And then I'm gonna count over, man, it is hard to tell. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another 4 spot. We're gonna slip stitch our hook through there. Tie it off, double knot, then I'm going to go in that same space and pull a loop through and chain 2. 1, 2. If you can, in the same space, I'm going to do a double crochet. Once we've done that, we are pretty much going to do what we did with the last finger. We are going to double crochet into each stitch around. Double crocheting, double crocheting. Boop. And make sure we have 10. On this index finger is 2 double crochets, so we can kind of flip that outwards. Make sure not go all the way through. Just right there on the bottom where it is beside where we're working. And down here a few more stitches. 1 to 2, and I think 3 will get us all the way to the front here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to count how many I have around to make sure. We all want 10. Counting this 1 chain 2 spaces 1, and that increase we did inside of it as 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. After that, we are going to slip stitch into the next right here, chain 2 space I mean, and then we are going to chain 2. We are going to double crochet into, that's a hard one to get into. We're going to double crochet into each stitch around, and we're going to do that for the next 5 rows. And that will complete our row 6, because we have our first one. We're going to do 5 more like that, and I'll meet you back here. Okay, so I am now at the end of that row 6, or the 5th one that I told you to work on these 5. We are now working on the next one. It is going to be decreased double crochets all the way around. Since we've done that before, I'm not even going to explain it again. And not even because I'm over you guys. I'm over myself at this point. I'm so tired. I've just been doing lots of gloves. And I'm done explaining. Did I just mess it up? No. Okay. Since I'm running on E, it is now affecting the glove making skills here. So I gotta keep it tight. We're decreased double crocheting around, and at the end you should have 1 extra double crochet by itself left over. With that one, you just want to put one regular double crochet in it. Do my thing where I flop this around to get it out of your way. The old flop one more time, and then that one's just the one by itself. Awesome. And that is our row 7. Looky there, we're getting close, getting close. That is the end of the row 7. We are gonna slip stitch over here, chain 2, and then our next 2 rounds is going to be, if I can get in there, it's gonna be like before. We are going to double crochet into each stitch around, and then I'm gonna have to flop it to get it out of my way. And that is it. I'm going to slip stitch over, chain 2, and we're going to do the same thing, and that's going to get our finger bigger. And the very last one, if you're ahead of me, is just going to be a decreasing round and then slip stitching through the middle, tying off. That will complete our middle finger of our glove, and then we'll be working on our ring finger and pinky. If you did want to try the rest on your own, just by the way, the only thing I'm going to do differently is do one less round on each one of these. So the next one have one less round, and then the next one before the next one after that would have one less than the other, just so the fingertips, you know, look like they're descending and getting smaller. At this point, I'm going to do my decreases and tie it off for you. Okay, here we go. Awesome. I'm going to do that and then meet you here for the end to show you what I got, because I think you got it now. I think you got it. Just making a pointy finger thingy, whatever we're going to call that. Okay, and whenever I did do that last round of decreases, it ended up having 4 all the way around, and then I did slip stitch through the middle of some of those double crochets, and then I tied it off like we had before. I'm going to meet you back here, or at part 3, the last part of the small medium glove, and yeah, woohoo, I'll see you then.